We got into ended up getting into YM track here up at the top. Not sure if this one's going to work out or not, uh, but we'll see. Doesn't look like it's going to, but with the damn signals, I can't. Strategy on YM generator properties. No, not that. Go to strategies, generator. It's running, so I can't. There we go. Alright, salmon area, transparent outline, transparent apply. Okay, cool. Yeah, I still stand to uh, the go 10, see if that helps. No, that's for the area. Um, outline. There's no opacity for that one. So I need something. Let's see, let's look into the grays. Light gray, or dim gray. Let's see, that'll work. I can still pretty much see the candles through that. Time is it 12:30? So yeah, kind of came down back to the initial balance high. Haven't gotten through it. I have to see if we get a push through here. I think we've also got a 15-minute breaker bar here. Yep, down at 993. Also in a 15-minute fair value gap here as well. Hmm. We got a color change off the 21. I can pull this down just a little bit to the top of that color change, top of that topic tail bar. Let's see. This is the bar that got us in the trade. See if we can't get back into the initial balance range. Yeah, just gonna go break even. I'm not, I mean, with the initial balance high here, this is a retested initial balance high. If we don't get back inside of the initial balance, I just don't want to lose any money on this trade. Um, we've made a good profit on the day so far. Um, yeah, we're up 300, well, 367 with this trade. Um, so, I just don't want to give back anything that we've already made today. So I'd just rather go break even and take the chance of getting stopped out break even because price isn't moving, you know, very strongly at the moment. I know we've got the 47. And in fact, I'm going to see if we can't go touch 47. I'm going to take half of it off there just because that is a big round number that we could bounce back off of. and that is just below or right at the initial balance. Uh, so there, I mean, we've locked in a little bit of profit there, so I'm happy with that. Uh, and then this one I'm going to bring up to the 200 and see if we can't get back to the 2 minute 200. Uh, I don't need this to be a full trade. Uh, in fact, I'm going to bring this one down into profit a little bit because we are at that 47,000. If we can't break through it to the downside, um, if we're going to stay below it, I would expect to see us break through it with a little bit of force. Um, so, and I said it's right at the initial balance line. So, in fact, I'm just going to move body to body here. So we're now below initial balance, and I definitely would want to see it stay there. So we'll give it a few ticks. Keep our stop right there for a little bit. Let's see if we hold that 47,000. See if we hold below it. If we can hold below it, I would imagine we go back, at least back to uh, maybe the 15-minute 200, uh, which is back down around 907, 904 right now, but which would be a 100-point move. But I'm not looking to get all of that. I just want to get back to the 2-minute 200, and I'd be happy with that. It would make for a pretty good day in this account. Um, we've already made money, got back some of our loss from yesterday. Don't expect to get back the full loss today. That was a technical error where I had way too many contracts on because I had the bot running on YM instead of MYM. So that was an $800 loss, and I should never be losing $800 in one trade. Um, so just a technical error. So I did not expect to get it all back in one day, but just trade well and work our way back to where we were is the best we can do on that. Normally I'd keep my stop loss, above the 9. to protect against any pullbacks to it. But since we are at that big round number, that's kind of where I want to keep my stop. So I want that area to hold, basically. And we've got a bigger candle than usual here, so I'm going to just pull down to the top of that candle. Oh, I can't because okay, our trailing stop is kicked in, so uh, I think, but it's not moving, so I wonder if I screwed it up by trying to move it. There it goes. Okay, it's moving now. And we are now actually uh, stop loss above the 9, so pretty happy with that. I don't know, it didn't move. It's still at 47,007. I thought it was moving. Okay, there it goes. You can move this with the bot, you can move the stop manually until your trailing stop kicks in. Once your trailing stop kicks in, you can't move your stop. All I could do is just manually close the trade if I wanted to. Um, so see if we can get down here and touch this, get our second target here. Hmm. You never like to see that. We got pretty close to it, but it just gapped up. We just couldn't get it all the way down to it. And again, I mean, that's something I'm not looking for a big trade. I could have just closed that manually. Um, but we have had a few down candles, one green up candle isn't the end of the trade. Um, and again, even if we get stopped out, we're stopping out in profit. We've made more money on this trade than we had before the day started. So, or before this trade started. So either way, it's perfectly fine. It's always just a little frustrating when you're just a couple ticks away and it reverses. Uh, Amazing how the market knows or seems to know. What time is it? The time and price line up there? About 12:30. Started moving down. So this was, the bot trading. I did not manually open this trade. I had shorts on. I need to turn shorts off because this will be the last trade of the day. Um, you know, you're you're getting close to $500 profit trading micros. That's a pretty darn good day. Um, you know, 10 days like that, you got a $5,000 profit. Uh, and today I did a little something different. You know, it's instead of just what YM, I've got, as you can see, I've got the Dow, the NQ, oil, and gold all up on my charts. And uh, just to show you real quick, um, we'll throw all the strategies up. So gold actually made $400 today, and that's two trades. Both were winners, no losers on that. Oil, I think I did lose one and then won one, so we made $89 on oil. Um, you know, YM is where I've actually lost my money this morning until this trade. Um, this trade will put me in a positive for the YM, but I did lose a couple of trades on YM there. Um, it's been back and forth on YM, whether it's wins or losses, um, just because of the way I traded it when I turned the bot on, when I turned it off. Uh, I just turned it on in the wrong spot earlier. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the day so far. Um, but I'm gonna let this trade finish out, and then I'll be right back. So it looks like we're going to stop down in profit here. Just not going to quite make it down to the 2-minute 200. Yep, there it goes. All right. So we did end up in a profit on YM, $25. Um, in Q, we lost $3. I closed a trade manually um, twice. One of them was for a small loss. One of them uh, was for a small win, but the win didn't cover the loss. Uh, so far today, uh, you know, I'm really happy with gold. Uh, and CO worked out well. I closed that trade manually as well. Should have held on to that because we did get the move we were kind of looking for. But I don't trade CL oil a lot, so I was happy with the profit and I just closed the trade. No big deal there. Um, and finally got our moves that we were looking for there on YM to put us in a profit for the day on YM. So that's nice. Uh, and the account overall is up $400 on the day. So really happy with that. Uh, that's half of what I lost. Um, that's half of what I lost yesterday. Uh, so that's about all you can expect there. Um, you know, probably should have closed that a little earlier, or just front run the order just a little bit more. Um, because I mean that line's not the price; it's just a zone, and we did get within the zone of the 200, um, and I could have just closed that trade and had another 50 or $60 there. But you know, I am perfectly okay with a $400 day. In fact, I don't really even expect to make that much. Um, Typically because I'm trading just YM, and especially trading micros, a $200 day is is pretty good for me. If I was trading minis, I'm looking for to make $1,000 to $2,000 a day. Um, so the micros worked out well, but now that I've opened up other assets, um, and trading my SMA strategy on the other assets while looking at YM for a couple of different kinds of uh, setups on YM that I'm used to, because it is my main trading asset, then you know we should actually be able to open up our profit margins per day, keeping these other instruments on the chart and trading the 2-minute SMA strategies on those. So uh, really look forward to seeing what the rest of the week's going to bring. Um, we are still above 50,000 on this account. We were up, um, I think we were up to uh, 50. Let's see, we lost 800 that day, so another 400. We were up to 51,000, or just right under 51,000 because we lost 790 yesterday. Um, so, we're working our way back up. We'll see what the rest of the week brings. Still not looking for, you know, great price action, just because, the government's still shut down. We can't get any of our news. But yeah, so glad I turned the recording on when we got into that one so you guys could see the bot at work. Um, and I will see everyone next time.